So here we have a phone that I believe is better than the OnePlus 15 and the Realme GT8 Pro. And if you can get your hands on it, it might even be cheaper. An affordable flagship that ticks all boxes, really good quality when it comes to pretty much everything about it. So the IQOO 15, if you don't know, well, it's a sub-brand IQOO of Vivo, and they've brought across some of their experience, I think, with the Zeiss optimization, and certainly put it into this when it comes to the cameras. So powered by this Snapdragon Elite 8 Gen 5, it's got 16 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabytes. My particular version here they sent out to me. 7,000 milliamp hour battery, 100-watt charging, and it does even have video out, eSIM support with it, and a screen that is 6.85 inches, 144 hertz. It ticks all boxes spec-wise, and the experience of this phone in testing it and using it out, I think, and I'm labeling it now here, the best affordable flagship of 2025. I really think it is that good, and you'll see why in this review of the IQOO 15. So with this global version here, I believe I have either Hong Kong or Malaysian's version, and you get the charger in the box. So 100-watt flash charger, Type A to Type C cable, a TPU case, and some paperwork, which is the warranty card and important information. So it's good to see they haven't really changed the look compared to the IQOO 13, and I'm all for this. I think it's a great looking phone, and I do like the camera module right here. So housed within that camera module, we have a 50 megapixel main camera, that's 24 millimeter, 85 millimeter periscopic telephoto. Well, it doesn't actually look to be periscopic, no. It's just the lens in there that I can see. Well, that one right there for the zoom camera. And that does have optical image stabilization and then 50 megapixel ultra wide. Now that is 16 millimeters. So I do wish, minor complaint here from me, that it was a little bit wider. Dual tone LED flash, and it looks like we have an IR sensor there to assist the focus. So the back here is a glass in white. We have a nice metal frame around it. This alloy feels really good. You can see the antenna lines. Down the bottom here, we do have our loudspeaker, and you can see there's other antenna lines there, microphone, and the SIM tray, which takes 2 nano SIMs. Now, the USB spec of this, it is USB 3.2, and this is really good, and it does support video out. So that's excellent to see this. So we're not missing out on features. Loudspeaker there, loudspeaker at the top, the port, and even an IR transmitter, which some brands are dropping. Now you can see right here the light pulsating, so we still have that light around the outside. I think it looks really nice, and it's good for notifications. Low battery warning, this will flash red too as well. And even when fully charged, that can turn on, and you especially notice it at night. So excellent build quality and ultrasonic fingerprint reader. Now the screen, it's really bright. Now, this thing peaks at 6,000 nits. Now, it can't do it for long, but in direct sunlight, as you can see now, it's super clear. It's a flat display, 1440p. Well, it's Quad HD Plus, and it runs up to 144 hertz. So it's very smooth, great looking screen. And I think compared to some of the more expensive flagships that cost almost double the price of the IQOO 15, this screen is better. I like it better. The bezels are right, they're not the slimmest. The front-facing camera here, this one is 32 megapixels, and that's 21 millimeters. So it's a little bit wider than the main camera, but it's not an ultra-wide selfie. It's limited to 4K 60, which is pretty standard there, which is good. We get the 4K video. Now, none of the cameras on the rear support 4K 120 frames per second, but the main does support 8K, which is great. Now the weight of it, well, it's 220 grams, and the thickness is 8.1 millimeters, which is pretty standard there. But I'm a huge fan of this build. I think it is a great looking phone, and as you gathered from the intro there, very fond of this. I think it's the phone to go for if you want to spend under around 800 US mark, and you want a flagship with the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Screen options include the standard there for the colors. You can go and adjust those, the white balance, and I've got it on natural by default. You can put it on to professional, shifts the white balance a little bit, although we're not really seeing that on camera. And then we have bright, which is more stronger saturated colors. I'm just keeping it on the default setting there. Refresh rate, you can force it onto the 144, which I have done. You can put it onto standard. There's no 90 hertz option, which they could easily add with software just to add that in there. And of course, hardware's all capable of that. Now, pulse width modulation flicker, I've noticed no issues. The screen brightness, when you dim it right down, does go very dim. In fact, you can barely see it on camera. This is good because I find some phones, the lower brightness setting, it tends to be a bit too bright. So if you're using that in a completely, well, a dark environment, maybe using it late at night, you're on a flight or whatever, it can be a bit blinding, but not here. Really, really good to see that they've done that. And the other one is the screen resolution. So I have it on the highest option too as well. So I forced both of those, and they're good options to see. Now, we do have Origin OS. This is based off Android 16. The UI has been so fast and smooth. It has been fantastic. Now, we do get a few little extra options in here. So one of them is for that light that I just talked about. So the light mode on the back. Sorry, that's going into the display, the dynamic light, and you can adjust that. Oh, and the brightness. Sorry, I was actually in the right screen the first time. So you can set it for the battery levels I mentioned before, notifications even for music, and you can use it too with the gaming. Now, there's a lot when you go into the ultra game mode that you can set. So you can see the games that it's going to support there with it. And if I go back into that game mode, oh, it's not going to allow me to go directly there. But the game mode, let's have a look. It's very good. This has, I'll just show you, quite a few settings in there. So they have their own super resolution, like an upscaling kind of feature to make things look a little bit sharper. Frame rate as well, pushing that. And as you see, performance is very, very good with the IQOO 15. So if there's one complaint about this phone, and there really is, and yes, I'm kind of nitpicking here, but there is a lot of pre-installed crap out of the box, and this is bloatware. There are a few apps on there. So there's Facebook, there's some games, there's even some folders that are categories for games and other apps that they want you to try and download things. And you sometimes get that with the App Store as well, like a pop-up asking you to download more applications. So this is my one area of criticism, and really the phone is so great. This is the only thing that I can find that's wrong with it. Bit too much bloatware, but it's an easy fix. You just go along and spend 15 minutes or so removing all those applications you won't ever be using or don't want. Now, there is this update that I did get, 1.32 gigabytes. So they are pushing out updates, fixing and improving things, which is good to see. And the battery life. So when I ran this test, this was with the dynamic refresh rate. So at times it was 60 hertz and the resolution was set to 1080p. I forgot to change that for the test to the top resolution. It went for 17 hours, well, 18 basically, and that is a phenomenal result. It's a huge battery. It's 7,000 milliamp hours, which is great to see. Realistically, it's about 13 hours of screen on time, so it's a 2-day phone for most people, depending on, of course, how long you're glued in front of the screen on your mobile all day, but really good battery life. Charge time, also fantastic. 100-watt charging, 37 minutes. Well, that's set to 84%, but it was in fact to 800. It stopped reading that for some reason there, Antutu. And then the Antutu score, this is almost the highest I've seen. It's just shy of that. The highest I have seen is with our Realme GT8 Pro, which got to 4 million. This is just shy of it. However, that phone had massive stability issues, throttled like crazy. The stability down to 34%. This 57, which is good, very good actually, because a lot of the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5s, they are throttling to 50, 43, sometimes 51%. So this is a good result here, and the performance is fantastic. It holds out for a long time until, as you can see, the 10-minute mark, and then it goes up and down a little bit. So it kind of recovers, throttles more, recovers a bit, throttles more, and this is a cycle that keeps going through, which is normal for that very hot chipset. Now it gets up to 50 degrees Celsius. The frame is the hottest point. You do feel it around this part especially. A little uncomfortable to the touch, but not as hot as some phones that have reached 56, 55 degrees Celsius on the surface. Not good at all. And all up, I do like the way they have handled it, IQOO, with this, with the 15. I think it's a powerful phone and you get that really good burst performance there. So battery life, good, charge time, and overall really pleased with how this does perform. And you do see that in the gaming. And on that topic of gaming, well, it does, as you can imagine. It games very well Wuthering Waves on almost the top settings here, it's super playable, and even on the top settings, it is good. It will start to throttle after about 15 minutes or so, but you barely notice it. Occasional little dips here and there, but that is really it. But great gaming performance on the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 as expected. I mean, this is the most powerful chip currently available at the time of me filming this review. So if you're into your games, you don't have to get a gaming phone. I think you're going to be fine, absolutely fine, just using this. Now, there is eSIM support on this, like all good flagships should have. As you can see, you've got that option. Now, it will occupy, well, it won't physically occupy, but it will take over the modem with SIM 2, so you can just have one physical and one eSIM there, which is good. Now, haptics on this, very nice. Strong pulses. I really do like the feel of typing on this keyboard with the haptics. Great, very, very good. So audio now, just to briefly talk about that, jump into YouTube. So we have the dual loudspeakers on this. The sample I'm going to give you is going to be an NCS song, and I'll play it at 90% volume. But very good speakers on this too. And over to the front-facing cameras and video performance first of our IQOO 15. So yes, I'm back in Denia, the center. I have part of the castle wall behind me here. So it's been a while since I've come to this. Someone did mention in one of my videos that why don't I shoot in the town center anymore, and why am I always in the marina? Well, it's more convenient and easier for me. But I decided to take the effort to come in here and get some samples and take a look around town. And you can see the front-facing video quality here. It's quite good. Now my arm is not fully stretched out. That is it, fully stretched out there. So you can see you can get a decent amount in the shot. It's not quite ultra-wide or anything like that, but it's a decent field of view that it does have. Electronic image stabilization does work well. Audio quality seems to be good. I wouldn't say it's the absolute best there, but overall I'm pleased with the results here. So 4K 30, 4K 60 with the front-facing camera. We don't have 4K 120 with this IQOO 15 at all with video. So this video now is 4K 30 frames per second. You can shoot 4K 60, and as I said there with the front-facing camera, there's no 120 frames per second. Unfortunately, they probably want you to get the Vivo X300 Pro for that. So I'm in the council kind of building area of Denia. It's been a while, as I said before, that I've been around this place looking at Denia. Not much has changed here too as well. So here we have our council building, and that is the clock tower there in the background on top. So that's the 1x camera, which has optical and electronic image stabilization. So the ultra wide, it's 16 millimeters. Well, with video, it's actually worse than that because of the digital crop for the electronic image stabilization. But I don't think it's that wide. I really wish that Vivo would use wider ultra wides. The whole point of an ultra wide is to try and get as much in the shot as possible. So 3x optical zoom now. And that's not a periscopic camera, but 3x is perfect, I think, for portraits. For video, this still looks very good. That's just me moving about. And there's a 10x preset. So you can look at those details on the clock face right there. Back to the 1x and the ultra-wide camera. Good performance. I don't see that much jitter when I pan around. Shouldn't really be any, not with a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. And we have the main church here of Denia. Portraits and selfies tend to look quite good with the IQOO 15. I like their optimization. Maybe a tad bit of skin smoothing I'm seeing with some of the selfie shots. So the main camera, 23mm, does take a good shot, and this is using the 3x optical zoom now. Still looking very good, retaining a lot of details, and even 10x, but it is in direct sunlight. So very good lighting, it looks fine, but here now 10x zoom, not so great lighting. Yeah, not amazing. This shot here, a little bit overblown. You can see the areas in direct sunlight, and the ultra-wide 15mm, I find to be a bit disappointing. It's not an amazing camera. This is the super macro mode. Okay, but not as good as the Vivo X300 Pro. To be expected, that's a more expensive phone. This is their more affordable flagship, and the low light, very, very good for a more affordable flagship phone. So as you gathered from this review, I'm really impressed with this phone here. The ultrasonic fingerprint reader works really well. The loudspeakers are loud, they're clear. Good set of cameras, good optimization. Video performance isn't bad at all. We don't have 4K 120Hz. It's got quite a bit of bloatware on it when you first power it on. Those are the two downsides. That is literally all I can find, and they are super minor things. I think they've done an excellent job of this. Now, all that IQOO, well, Vivo needs to do is get this out into the market, get it out into Europe, which is coming soon, the release of it. Apparently it's out now in India, was launched on, I believe, the 26th. I'm a little bit late with this, but the battery life, the charging speeds, everything, the screen, the build is phenomenal. The light around the camera module, really nice touch there. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It really is a top tier flagship, and I think it's better than the OnePlus 15, better than the Realme GT8 Pro, similarly kind of spec phones. This is the one to go for if you can get your hands on it, the IQOO 15. Thank you so much for watching this review.